Engine number 7 on Mr. Percival's narrow gauge railway is a plucky little engine with violet paint. He is called Ivo Hugh, named after the railway's most respected foreman. Ivo Hugh is always eager to please. He's become very popular with the passengers, and he can handle any truck with barely any effort. But Ivo Hugh is new and not as experienced as the other engines. This makes him worry about letting the other engines down. One morning, Ivo Hugh was at the depot with Skarloey, Sir Handel and Duncan. Sir Handel and Duncan were going to work with Luke at the Slate Quarry, but already the two were grumbling with each other.
Oh, hurry up, Sir Handel. If you keep hogging all the coal, we'll be late.
Hey, hard work builds a big appetite. But you would know that the way you guzzled all the water at the tower yesterday.
Just then, Luke bustled in with important news.
Oh, there you are. Sir Handel, Duncan, there's been a change. I'm needed at Ulfstead Castle to help Millie again.
What? But Luke, what about all the work at the quarry?
Duncan and I can't handle all those trucks by ourselves. We'll stand each other.
Oh, that's the best part. Mr. Percival wants Ivo Hugh to work with you.
Me? But I never worked at a quarry before.
You'll be fine, Ivo. Sir Handel and Duncan will show you what to do.
With that, Luke puffed off cheerfully. But now Sir Handel and Duncan were even crosser.
Grrr, great. Now we have to babysit the new lad too.
So much for finishing the job early. You'll just get in the way.
Ivo Hugh looked at his buffers in shame. Now Skarloey was cross with Duncan and Sir Handel.
I'm ashamed at the both of you. Be happy you're getting any help.
But they're right. I'll never figure out my way around the quarry.
Nonsense, Ivo. I've seen you handle trucks. You'll get the hang of it in no time. And if you do need help, Duncan and Sir Handel will show you the ropes. And they'll do it with smiles on their smoke boxes.
Sir Handel and Duncan said nothing, and they certainly didn't smile. Once they took on enough coal and water, they set off for the quarry.
Want to work with Duncan and babysit the new guy. Why is it always me?
Before long, they arrived at the Slate Quarry. Ivo Hugh was amazed at all the new sights and sounds. He was especially spellbound by the enormous incline.
Look alive back there, young'un. If you have to hang about, make yourself useful and start organizing the trucks.
We'll handle the incline. Just try not to get in the way.
Ivo Hugh saw that there were lots of trucks scattered all over the yard. He became a little nervous, but he was determined to do his best. Before long, Ivo Hugh was hard at work. He carried empty trucks where they were needed, hauled loaded trucks as easy as pie. He even brought trucks to the station for other engines to collect for their trains. Duncan and Sir Handel watched Ivo Hugh work. They couldn't believe how easy he made it look.
Huh, I didn't want to admit it, but the young'un's got a knack with those trucks.
More like he's trying to show us up, so we'll have to work even harder.
Duncan just rolled his eyes. But even then, he became more and more impressed with Ivo Hugh's work ethic. Late that afternoon, Duncan and Sir Handel had to take a long line of loaded trucks to the wharf, which meant it was Ivo Hugh's turn to work the incline. He was still worried.
Are you sure I'm ready to work the incline?
There's nothing to it, Ivo. Just shunt 5 empty trucks at the bottom and wait for the loaded ones to come down. Even Sir Handel can do it.
I can do it way better than you can. And why am I stuck all the way here at the back?
So no one ugly has to see Yarramog the whole time.
Duncan sniggered as the two engines chuffed out of the quarry. Secretly, Ivo Hugh couldn't help laughing. But Duncan's reassurance made him feel much better. So Ivo Hugh brought some empty trucks to the bottom of the slope. Things were going well, until he noticed the trucks in front of him. He had accidentally shunted 6 trucks instead of 5.
Oh no! I shunted too many trucks! What do I do?
Calm down, old boy. I don't think one empty truck would mean disaster.
But Ivo Hugh wasn't listening to his driver. He was too busy panicking. What if the extra weight caused the winch to break? It'd be all his fault. Then Ivo Hugh made his mistake. He buffered up to the trucks. He only meant to try and take the extra truck away. But he never got the chance, as the truck started dragging him up the incline.
Help! It's got me!
His driver and fireman jumped clear, leaving poor Ivo Hugh helplessly climbing the slope alone. When Sir Handel and Duncan returned from the wharf, they found a nasty surprise halfway up the incline.
Flattering couplings!
Bouncing buffers!
Ivo Hugh! What are you doing up there? Come down from there, you lunatic!
I can't! It won't let me go!
Heh, you know, it's a lot funnier when it happens to someone else.
Focus, Duncan! How do we get him down?
We can We'll just have to let him get down on his own. And trust me, he's gonna come down hard.
Unfortunately, Duncan was right. Ivo Hugh would come down, and he'd come down sooner than he thought.
Help! Help!
No one was hurt, but Ivo Hugh was very sore and off the rails, and 2 trucks were smashed to pieces.
Ivo! You alright, lad?
I've been better.
It was much later when Rusty came to clear up the mess. Mr. Percival arrived too, and he was most annoyed.
Ivo Hugh, how did this happen? I asked you to help Duncan and Sir Handel today, not make a bigger mess.
I'm sorry, sir. I accidentally added an extra truck to the incline, and I tried to get it back. But then, this happened.
Don't be too hard on him, sir. He's a good engine.
Aye, he was just trying to do the right thing. Plus, who hadn't had a run on the incline, right?
Duncan!
I appreciate your caring about your work, Ivo Hugh, but one single empty truck will not disrupt the incline's balance, but rushing in without thinking will disrupt everything. You'll have plenty of time to think about that while you're at the works.
Yes, sir.
Ivo Hugh spent several days at the works. He had time to think, but all he could think about was how he let everybody down. Sir Handel and Duncan came to visit him later that week.
I'm sorry I messed everything up. You two were right. I'm only good for getting in the way.
No, you're not, Ivo. You're a useful engine. Everyone makes mistakes.
Aye, that's how you learn what not to do. Take it from another engine who's been dragged up the incline.
You? Duncan? You've gone up the incline too? What happened?
It was beautiful. He ended up flying into a muddy swamp. It took him 3 hours to fish him out.
Aye, but at least I didn't try to race a steamroller and lost.
I didn't lose. He cheated.
Despite himself, Ivo Hugh couldn't help but laugh. Sir Handel and Duncan couldn't help but join in. A few days later, Ivo Hugh returned to work, and to this day remains a welcomed part of the line. He's become very good friends with Duncan and Sir Handel, who are much happier to help him when he needed it. But for a while, Ivo Hugh stayed away from the quarry, too afraid of causing another accident. Everyone makes mistakes from time to time, but I can't blame him for feeling bad. Can you?